Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Duneske, where I need to figure out a better place to put my webcam, so just deal with this for a second. I'm gonna put it back down here where it usually is. Better. As you can see, the video quality is massively improved on the webcam because I'm using my brand new Logitech C920. I did do a small bit of work off camera. Oops, wrong one. Then he's got a terrain detail, and I just want to paint in this bit that's apparently got cut off somehow. There we go. So, as you can see, I am using my new webcam. You can't see the webcam, but I am using it. And this is being recorded directly after the Mulroy, well, not directly after, a little bit after the Mulroy Bay episode, the final episode of Mulroy Bay. I've decided not to show you my pajama top, which does make me look ridiculous, and instead I've thrown on a Beatles t-shirt. You can, however, see my steering wheel here, because the new webcam far better than the old one. So let's get down to business here, shall we? What I need to do today, what I want to do, at the very least, is get this road down to this asphalt paint. Now I am pretty sure that if I go down here, yes, this is all on a skeweth. That's gonna make things fun. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pick a place there. Okay, I think I need to have a replace brush selected, so I'm gonna hit that middle mouse button and okay, so it is Control R. Okay, so let's just okay, so that's not right at all. Control R. 60.87 is going to be in the right place, so I'm just going to flatten this out at 60.87. This general area. Now this is going to be used. I'm going to use this as the basis for the road. And in fact, I'm going to swap the right mouse button to replace and keep the middle mouse button smooth. So this will smooth out. This will replace it down to 60.87. I'm just going to smooth this all out a bit. Doesn't have to be perfectly flat. I'm just using the replace brush as kind of a basis for the where I'm going to be putting the T-junction, which there will be a T-junction here. There's going to have to be. Because this road down here, as you can see, is going to come up and over and around, and still need to find some bridges. That's going to be kind of a future thing that I'll need to do in the next week or so, I think. And that should do. I'm just going to drop this all down for now. Just to get a better idea of where the terrain actually is. In this area, let's have a look. It's probably still massively skewed. Yeah, it's still massively skewed, isn't it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flatten this down like that. This entire area can just go for slight smoothing up here. So we're going to have a bit of a plateau almost. Just go for a bit of light smoothing around this. That's not going to work, is it? No. Okay, so we're going to keep it like that for now. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the road to dip down to it. So we're going to need a slope of, I'm going to say 50 meters and minus 15 degrees. So let's copy that and paste it into my laneways here. And just plonk it down there like that. And we're gonna, oops, we're gonna Control Shift copy and Control Shift paste and Control Shift copy and Control Shift paste. So that once I get this out here a bit, now I can line it up very easily like that. I think that is actually, nope. Ooh, there's the roll pack down there, like that. Now I need to change the clip distance to 2500 because I forgot to change the clip distance of the slopes. And 50 minus 50, yeah, 50 minus 15 is not steep enough, so I'm going to go 30 minus 15. We're going to copy, and we're going to go paste, and we're just going to Control Shift copy. Just going to do the exact same thing here, but this time it's going to go right into position, right where I want it to, like that. We'll delete the 15 or the 50 meter piece, and the 30 meter piece should actually be slightly under the ground this entire. Yes, that is much closer to what I wanted. So we're going to have to swap right mouse button to subtract again, because we're going to need it to get this sorted out over here. And the replace brush should just be a bit too rough on this entire area. I could do a replace brush, but I would have to get the exact height of this general area, and I'm going to need to put in a bit of a hill back here, I think. Just to, oops. Something's a bit screwy over this way. Something's screwy this way is. How does that actually look there? There's a small bit of a hump right there. But in fact, that's I'm going to leave that like that. So I'm just going to very carefully get this up as good as I can. I think now you might be getting a better impression, better idea of my facial expressions when I'm doing this, because I can't see them. I'm just kind of staring straight at the screen, and my webcam, the OBS, which I've got my webcam open in, is off to one side, so I can't actually see my own facial expressions. So that could be hilarious, or terrifying, depending on your viewpoint. I know my hair is a bit of a mess. I did do a very quick tidy of my bed because I was storing some stuff on there all day, and unfortunately it didn't look very good on the webcam. Nothing I didn't want you guys seeing per se, just it looked messy, and you know, impressions are everything. Whoops. Same reason I'm not wearing my pajama top. It's comfy, but it doesn't look particularly good. So let's just see. Oh, what on earth is going on down here? So I must be just in the wrong place here. Just in precisely the wrong place, because this is seemingly always going to be a bit screwy. What happens if I just delete there? Okay, let's just run a smooth brush here and get this down to where it needs to go. Again, a little bit of a delete there. Okay, so that's where it needs to go. So let's just do this. Fix up the terrain. The visible terrain, I should say. Terrain has already been fixed. The reason I fix up the textures of the fields is just so that I get a better idea of where they're going to be. It's not just, yeah, it's not something that I do just for aesthetics. It's something that helps me figure out what on earth it is I'm trying to do here. And to be quite honest, if I can figure this stuff out, most of you guys can too. I'm not particularly good at modding or mapping or anything like that. I'm just patient and a small bit of a perfectionist, despite what might come across in the videos. It's probably gonna have a big hump that, yes. So let's just do a raising over here then, to get rid of that big hump. That should sort stuff out, and that should look okay. A big hump there now, kind of. That's better, that hump can go. Gonna keep some of the humps because it does give a bit of character to the landscape. I just don't want too many big massive ones that equipment can and will get stuck on. You know, this map I want it to be playable and enjoyable and good. I don't want to see or hear people saying, oh well, it would be a good map if you could actually play it, but you know, if you're going along the roads, your equipment constantly gets stuck. That's not what I want. I want this to be a playable, enjoyable map. I want it to be like, I'm not going to say like Nuston or Cobra Park. I'd love it to be like, you know, that highly regarded, but I don't hold high regard of myself, so I mean, it'd be nice to have, you know, people on FSUK or wherever I will be posting this on FSUK if I ever finish it. It would be nice to see the support topic filled with, oh wow, it was a really good map, and see YouTube full of people you know, enjoying the map and whatever, but I don't hold myself in, you know, I'm not going to say this is going to be the best map ever. This is going to be my best attempt at the first map. Which is why it's taking so long. And if FS17 comes out in October and it is to my liking, and I will be double checking everything like that, I will most likely return to mapping and make at least one map for FS17. Because this is relaxing, it is nice. I may not make videos on Farm Sim 17, I may not do the whole series thing on YouTube, but I will do mapping videos. I may just turn myself to modding in my free time instead of making videos. I know James Orlview Powell or Jamer Project Gaming has pretty much given up on Farm Sim, which, you know, that's his choice. He's not making a big deal out of it like some other people have. So, you know, people still have respect for him. I think I'm going to leave this gap here so I can put some storage in. And again, I can get rid of it. I can put this field back together and get rid of the gap at a later time. I don't know what I'm going to do. So I'm going to need a 15 meter slope here to counteract the minus 15, or 15 degree. To counteract the minus 15 I just put in, so let's plump that there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it shoot off into the sky at first, because I want to Control Shift copy, Control Shift paste, and it should be minus 195. I make it so 195. And that should now match the slope of the negative 15. And I might actually need, oddly enough, to do a 50 meter version of this, because that is quite ugly looking, and it's also a bit too high. Let's just get this into position first, and we'll see what we need to do from there. So is it okay? Is it good on the vertical? It's slightly off there. Okay, so it's good on Y. It's just XZ needs to be fixed. And how's that looking? Needs another scoot along this. Okay. Is it definitely good on the Y-axis? Why am I not getting rid of any terrain here? There we go. Now, is it definitely 100% good on the Y-axis? Slightly high. I can nudge it down a tiny bit. Okay, now how's it looking? Millimeter perfect on the Y-axis, and the XZ is, I could do the small little nudge over to the left here. That's about as perfect as I can get it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to check to see if a 50 meter 15 degree slope would look better in that position. So let's pop it in there, and we'll just. Now the distance I don't believe matters. It's the angle. We'll find out now, I guess. We'll find out if the angle or the distance is the more important thing. And it does in fact look like it's a combination of both, because that's still a bit too high. That's too long now. So okay, so let's get rid of the 50 meter one. We'll just bump this road up a bit then. Not what I was planning on doing. Not what I was hoping on. I was hoping to avoid having to do this, but okay, why is this? There we go. Having a small bit of an issue with the brush there for a moment. And let's just extend this out a bit. And you can kind of see with the asphalt texture where I'm planning on having the roadways go. Like for example, I'm not planning on having a roadway through this field at all. Have I managed to do this in such a way as it's actually behaving nicely? Or what's going on here? Boom. Oh, it's actually behaving nicely there. That's what I wanted to do. Because if I can get these fields back to reappear, it'll give me a better idea of what's going on and where. Much better. So let's just up our radius again. Let's do a bit of smoothing. Now if it goes down slightly, I don't mind, because that can be fixed with a bit of terrain addition. My worry is that it'll go down a bit too far and just end up at square one. I think that's about all the smoothing I want to do. It's kind of gone down a bit too far, hasn't it? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to add terrain in gradually. And try and get it to mesh in properly. So, for some reason, why is that set on a remove brush? Must have scrolled the wrong way. Okay, so I kind of need this to be something like that. Let's just do a bit of smooth and remove and smooth and remove here. So if I can get a kind of a good height going around here, I can potentially fix this height issue that I'm having. Now, short of that, what I can do is I can scale the Z. No, it's the X that I want to scale. I can scale, no, it's hardly the Y. Okay, so if I scale the Z, it goes really wonky. But if I rescale the Z here as well, actually makes it slightly, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to nudge this down now and just try and get them to meet up underground. Because if I can get them both wonked in the same way, both wonky in the same way, it basically means that I'm working with, if I can get this to 0.72. And what I can actually do as well, and it's just occurred to me, is I can put in yeah, if I wanted to go to about there, and I can put in a 5 meter section of normal lane, so just paste that in, and we'll take that from there and paste it in there. We'll also take this and paste it into the 5 meter section just to see what's going on here. What I've done there is I pasted it in the wrong place. Shift copy and Control Shift paste. Yes, this is precisely what I wanted to do. So if we keep the scaling at 1 and just kind of do that, I actually have to nudge that down a bit as well. A small bit more, I think, because we want this to be a somewhat believable steepish hill. So if we duplicate that and just put in another 5 meter section there, and just see how they mesh. Wonderful. Now if we take this slope, and I realize this is going on for almost half an hour now, if we take this slope and just get it to mesh in nicely with these 5 meter sections, we'll actually have extended the hill to pretty much where it was before. But what we'll also have done is, that is more or less perfect, isn't it? Yes. So what we've done here is that is a nudge too low, high even. Now we're perfect. So what we've just done is we've made the hill steeper, so we'll have to, well, we can smooth into the hill here, and we will reveal at least some of the roadway. But in making the hill steeper, we've also made it a lot easier to work with, because we made it slightly longer, and it's going to go more or less where I want it to now. So if I just run a big smooth, and I don't want to change any of the measurements on the, oh, it's over there, on the brush. I don't want to edit the brush. I just want to edit the the terrain itself. So I think that's about as good as we're going to get with a smooth brush. Maybe if I get it a bit bigger, so let's bring this up to the full 50 meters. And just zoom out a bit so that I can see where I'm smoothing. Just do a big heavy smooth here. So this is removing quite a bit of terrain. You can see that's causing a small issue up at the top, but that's not going to be a big issue. The big issue is whether or not I can get this smoothed out enough so that the terrain starts coming through. That's pretty much where I want it now, so I'll just set this to a 15 meter brush and see how it looks, because I might have caused some issues in the fields. If I have, that can be sorted out later. And wow, that's come down significantly. I probably have caused some issues in the fields. Have I? Yes, because that's quite a steep drop. But that's fine, I can work on that later. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get this more or less up to where I want it. And it looks like I'm going to have to just do a bit of a bonk into the field here just to get this looking reasonable. Like that. Same over here. Smooth this out. Taps, little taps. It's just basically about getting this looking as good as it can without going a bit overboard. Now this, I don't think there's any way for this to look actually good because I've made it such a weird angle now that it's just gonna cause some issues regardless. And the fact that I'm having to add in terrain is gonna complicate matters somewhat, because if I add in terrain here, I'm actually having to add it down behind the road as well. What happened there was GE managed to I've just realised I got fraps open. You can see the frame counter. Oops. I've only just realised that 28 minutes in. I forgot I'm not using fraps to record this, so I was ignoring the frame counter. So the whole point of this here is just to add in the terrain so that it looks good and gives me a good kind of a base to work off. So I'm even gonna have to add some terrain in here and just smooth it all out. And it doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. I'm just wanting it to kind of mesh into what's already there nicely, reasonably nicely. Like what I already said, I don't mind there being a few bumps and bobbles in places. I just don't want them being huge, so that the map is still very playable, or will be still playable. Now, obviously, this is just, I don't know if I've kind of mentioned this, I will be coming back through the map when it's closer to being done with a fine-tooth comb and just fixing all the little issues with the roads and trying to get them perfect like. But for right now, it's just a case of getting them as good as I can so that there's less work to do later. You know, I'm doing all the work now so that there's less for me to do, let's say in 2 months' time. Which is kind of the time frame I'm expecting to be working to at this point in time. Obviously, if there's a Map Mania competition, the theme is Irish maps. Well, this map is gonna get a lot more work done, and there's gonna be a bit of a weird cut to other videos as a result. Because I would like to, if FSUK do run the Map Mania contest again, and it would be coming up soon, I would expect. If they run it again, which I'd expect they will, because there seemed to be a good response to the last year's one. Or the last one that I did. I will try and get Duneske entered. If it's, you know, if it's an Irish theme, because there is no rule against me entering a map that was already kind of planned. And I will follow the rules. If there's a rule against me doing, entering Duneske, I just won't enter the competition. I'll try and get Duneske out at roughly the same time as the Mapmania maps on FSUK. Obviously, the Mapmania maps will take a bit of precedence for them, which is fine. But I will try and get Duneske released as soon as I can. Or at least into testing around the same time as the Mapmania guys. If FSUK do the Mapmania again, I would expect it to be announced within the next couple of weeks. Because it'd be something that they'd want to give a couple of months notice for, just so the maps can be made and worked on and tested, etc. Now, this is just an absolute... This is going really badly, I think. Because every time I remove some ground and smooth it out, it just replaces what I've just removed. Which is precisely what I don't want happening. It's especially happening down at the bottom there, because that's where things are the most wonked. And oh good lord, that is a mess. Just run a quick smooth over this area here. Okay, so I can't really fix that. I can fix this. That's a mess. So all I've succeeded in doing is making this ground into a horrible, bumpy mess. Wonderful. Just want a bigger smooth brush over this, just to get a better idea of what I'm working with, what I'm actually working with. And ooh, there's the end of the. Oh, that's perfect. That's exactly where I want it to be, more or less. And it sounds like my parents have just arrived home. They've been in shopping somewhere. So I'm gonna end this here, and tomorrow we're gonna pretty much continue from where I'm leaving off, unless I, get an absolute ton done in the meantime, because I think I'll have to go quiet for. I think I can't record for a little while, because there's stuff to be done. So until then, stay safe, and goodbye. And roads are horrible, and I hate them. Seriously, this terrain is just getting to... What are you doing, terrain? What are you doing? No, stop that. I want you there. I want you down from there. I want you... No, you go down. You go up. You go down. You go down. You go down. You go down. Oh, the cat's in. It's demanding turkey. I know I said I did in the episode, but I'm gonna do some commentary on the cat downstairs, because I can overhear my parents talking about the cat and talking to the cat, because that's a thing people do. Yeah, this is the 28th of December as I'm recording this. Our cat has been fed nothing but turkey for the last few days. Not by our choice. He's been demanding it. He's literally turned his nose up at everything that wasn't turkey. And I don't mean like, turkey, cat food and gravy or whatever. I mean actual bits of turkey. He is a greedy cat. But a very good cat. That's why we give him turkey. That's why we don't mind giving him turkey. But he's getting cheeky as well. If he knows there's turkey or something like that going, he will demand it. And oh, I think that's going to be as good as I can get that section down there. Let's try and fix this section up here before I actually finish this video. That I've been going for 35 minutes now on. Okay, so that's as good as I can get that bit. That's as good as I can get that bit. This bit is going to be an absolute disaster no matter what I try. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get it up as high as I can without it looking too horribly bad. And that's about that. That's about as good as that can get. It's not as bad as it was, I guess. I mean, it is an improvement over the mess that it was as I was working on it, but it's still not exactly how I want it. And I think it's going to take a couple of hours to get it the way that exactly how I want it. So I'm just going to kind of I'm going to have to fix this small bit here, aren't I? Let's see if I can just get a little bit of a bump in. Okay. See, the issue is that every time I do this, it's creating bumps and hills, and I don't want it to be creating bumps and hills. So, you know, like right there's a big bump, so I'm gonna have to just add in a small bit of extra there. Small bit of extra there. That's just created a big bump there, isn't it? Yes. So I just won't have any entrances to fields up here. I mean, if the player goes off the road, that's their own silly fault, isn't it? The only place I see it potentially causing an issue is going to be the edge of the field, which that could be a problem. But yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Thank you all very much for watching. Until next time, stay safe and goodbye.